What would it be like if no matter what happened, you were cool as a cucumber? No matter what came your way, you knew that you were going to make it to the next level. You were going to get and achieve the goals that you want. What would it be like if no matter the circumstance, you knew you would persevere? What is up? It is Dean Soto, and today we are going to talk about how to become mentally strong and how to grow in that mental strength. So I don't know about you, but I grew up in a little bit of a dichotomy, a little bit of I always had this thought that I could do great things. In fact, it was really hard for me to just kind of do the status quo for a while. However, around me and then also internally, I also felt like I was not enough. I always had this inferiority complex. It was, on the one hand, I felt like I could do these amazing things. And I don't know if that was because of just watching all these superhero movies and cartoons and things like that, or if it was because that was truly who I believed, what I believed in myself. I had that on that one hand, but on the other hand, I felt like other people could always do better than I could. I would always put other people on a pedestal and see that, wow, look how disciplined they are. Look how focused they are. Look how much passion they have about a specific thing, when here I am feeling like I don't have this specific thing that I love to do and that I feel like I'm going to be the best at and have my name talked about throughout the world about that one thing. And so with that, I felt myself continually knocking myself down mentally. I would continue to play as if I was going to lose. And I don't know if you felt that same way, but it's something that plagues a lot of men. And I really feel that when you can overcome that, you can do amazing things. So that said, here are 3 things that have helped me to become mentally strong, to do everything from have an amazing marriage, to have health and fitness off the charts, for at least for me, to have a 7-figure plus business, Inc. 5000, fastest growing company in 2022, and so on and so on and so on. So here are the things that have helped to make that a reality. So number one is that you have to put yourself in tough situations. And I talked about this before in a video that I did about confidence. When you put yourself into tough situations, and this does not mean necessarily going out and doing crazy courageous things. A tough situation might be giving up music in your car. And that sounds dumb, but the greatest entrepreneurial minds, when they are driving or when they're doing something, they're not listening nonstop to pop music, to classic rock, to anything like that. They are listening to things that are always helping them to learn something new. Okay? So when you're driving, it can be as simple as listening to an audiobook from Audible, from wherever, but something that you are learning. And I'm not talking about a fiction book. I'm talking about something that you are learning, that whether it's your art, whether it's business, whether it's something you're passionate about, something that will help you get to the next level when it comes to that something that is a tangible benefit to you. Fiction, music, news, all those things, those are going to do nothing but make you continue to just consume and keep you exactly where you're at. And this is what I mean by doing something, put yourself in and putting yourself into a difficult situation. Okay. Difficult. It is hard to go from the habit of music to the habit of listening to an audiobook, a real nonfiction learning something audiobook. It can be something like that. It could be volunteering to give a speech. It could be volunteering to do something at your job that nobody wants to do. It could be reaching out to your boss and asking for a raise. It could be a number of different things. For me, this was actually a little bit of a discomfort. I try to do things that are a little bit less comfortable. I want things to be perfect when it comes to creating these videos. Well, for whatever reason, my driver on my camera won't work. My green screen is right here. It's pretty much worthless right now because when I'm recording these things, the camera eventually freezes for whatever reason. I don't know. So I have about 10 minutes left to record this because my wife needs to go somewhere that I promised that she gets to go on a mom's night out type thing. And there's so much right now that even just sharing this, there's a little bit inside of me that's kind of like, why share this? Nobody's going to care and it's going to only make you look bad. Who cares? I'm going to put this out there, and because it's something that's not comfortable, the more that I do it, the better it's going to be. Yesterday, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago, my camera guy, the guy who does my more professional content, had me record in a gym. And the gym is a place where a lot of people know me there, and I feel like an imposter. I feel like a tryhard or a show off or whatever. And we get there and literally nobody cares. I mean, I'm sure they're looking at us and everything like that, but it's not that big of a deal. I was in my head making it such a big deal that everyone's going to look at me. Everyone's going to be like, what the heck's going on here? And so on. And in fact, it ended up being a really cool experience. So you got to put yourself in situations that are difficult for you. And the more you do that, and you do it, not huge things, but things that are a little bit on the edge of where you're comfortable. The more you do that, the more mentally strong you're going to be. Number 2, people don't care. And if they say anything negative, they weren't meant to be in your life in the first place. And what do I mean by negative? I actually had a friend, this was a longtime friend from high school, who, when I started doing the entrepreneur thing, I was posting things on Facebook on stuff that I was learning and stuff that I was doing. I was really heavily into search engine optimization, and I was posting all this stuff. And this guy who was a really good friend messages me and says, "Hey, dude, I'm going to unfriend you if you don't stop posting this." And he said, SEO wannabe stuff. And I ended up stopping because of that. It hurt my momentum. I learned as time went on that you cannot listen to critics like that. That same person makes a tiny percentage of what I make now. They are living a life of mediocrity. They're living a life that is average. And the fact that they dragged me down was something that had I not listened, I would be even light years more successful than I am now. Okay. There are people that are going to come and go in your life. Yes, you want to have a good support system, but you don't want those yes men either. You don't want people who are going to just tell you what you want to hear. You want to have those people who are going to challenge you, but they're not going to just knock you down and say, "Hey, I'm not going to be your friend anymore if you do this," right? You're going to have people like that. I have clients that were like that. That said, "Hey, if you don't do XYZ, we're going to leave as a client." And guess what I had to do? I fired them. And I've gotten more and more good at firing clients who are like that, because 2 or 3 additional amazing clients generally come as a result of those losers essentially leaving. Okay, so you have to be okay with getting toxic and negative people out of your life. Okay, and that can come from anywhere. There are families. I even have a very, very close family member who literally cussed me out because I was not doing what he wanted me to do, and we have not talked for 5 years. He texts me every now and then. I say, I love you, yeah, thank you, whatever, and that's it. But it is not in your best interest to cave to what other people want when you know what's best for you, and you have to be okay with that. All right? So you can do that. You can cut people out of your life, and if they want to join you on your ride, great. If they don't, sorry, bro. That's the way it's going to be. All right, number 3, and the last thing, is that you really have to see yourself as a high value person. Think of Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, any president that's out there, any high level person. They see themselves as leaders. They see themselves as somebody who can make a change. They can make a dent in the universe. Okay, and so when they look at the president of the United States. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care if it's Jojo Jr. Shabadoo. It literally does not matter. You will always see that generally 50% of the people love that person, 50% of the people hate that person. You have 150 million people who hate you and 150 million people who love you. And yet, what does the president do? Does he worry about the ones that don't like him? No. He has his vision. He keeps going. He continues to go and do what he wants because he knows his value is leading the country in a specific way. Whether he's successful or not, that remains to be seen. However, that surefire 100%, I know that my thoughts and my leadership is valuable. I know that what I think is going to make a dent in the universe. I know that I will have an impact as long as I keep on moving toward this specific goal. That is how you value yourself so much that, yes, you're going to get punched, you're going to get kicked, you're going to get all those things, but think of any UFC fighter out there. When they get punched in the face once, do you think the first time they got punched was as difficult as the 150th time? No. The first was there, yes. I mean, well no. Where am I? I don't even know what I'm saying. The first punch always sucks the most. I do jiu-jitsu, and when I started, my cardio sucked. I couldn't do anything. Sometimes I'd get elbowed in the face, punched in the face accidentally, kneed, all this other stuff. I got kneed in the head the other day, and the first time it was like, oh, ow, ouch, oh. Now when it happens, it's like, I'd literally tell the person, dude, this is what's going to happen in real life. So I don't care. Like, if you punch me accidentally, somebody's going to punch me for real. And when you have that mentality, when you have the mentality of, that hurt, I'm going to keep going. The first punch that you get in the face is going to suck. The 150th, it's going to suck, but it's going to be like, yeah, I've had that happen a lot. It's not that big of a deal. You know, one of my favorite guys, my favorite UFC fighters, Hamzat Shabayev, and watched him for a long time. You know, he's gone through a crap ton of stuff. And if he gets punched, it's not that big of a deal, right? It is part of becoming strong. You are going to get punched in the face. The first time it's going to hurt. Just like jumping in cold water, it's going to be really cold right in the beginning, but eventually you're going to get used to it, okay? So that's where you have to see that every single thing that comes up is there to help you. It's going to suck in the beginning, but at some point in time, it's going to grow. And that's how you have this high level mentality of, well, if I'm going to be a high level person, I'm going to get punched by people. I'm going to be hated by people. I'm going to end up getting people who do not like me at all. You see people like Jake Paul and all this other stuff. You have people who love him, people who hate him. You have to see that as a good thing. You have to see that if you're a high value person, you're going to have people who hate you. You're going to have people and you're going to have situations that suck. Millions of dollars that go out the window because you did some stupid mistake. I've had lots and lots of money just dissolve in the wind because I was so stupid doing some kind of investment that didn't work out. But it is what it is. As you become more high value, that's what's going to happen. As you become mentally strong and you grow in that mental strength, that's what's going to happen. But more money, more problems, right? That's what you want. You want those problems. You want those bigger problems, right? Because the better you become, the bigger the problems are going to be, and it's going to only make you stronger and stronger and stronger. All right, this is Dean Soto. I am going to catch you in the next video. By the time, when I see you in that next video though, you better be more mentally strong.